Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's lesson. My name is Miss B, and I am so excited to jump into this fun ELA lesson with you guys. I know we're going to have a lot of fun doing this together. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all so you can follow along with what's happening, and you can get all the important information for our lesson today. So we are going to be talking about supporting details. When we are reading stories, when we are reading texts, the author likes to make main points, and today we are going to be talking about why having supporting details is important and what they add to the story. So again, my name is Miss B, and that is what we will be talking about today. I always like to go over our standard and objective so that you guys know what you should be learning, and also so you know what are other people learning, what is the state or what are the standards of everyone in your grade, what are you supposed to be learning. So you know that not only are we working together to learn something new, but everyone is learning something similar. So our objective is, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify how an author shares detail in order to support their important points of thinking. So basically, this just means you will kind of be able to look at a text and see the important points, and also see how adding on supporting details helps to support what is happening in the main points and makes the story more interesting. And then our standard today is to describe how reasons support specific points the author makes in a text. All right, so this is the time that I would like you guys to grab just paper and a writing utensil. Any kind of paper. It can be blank paper, lined paper, whatever paper you have is awesome. We will make it work. And then for writing utensils, again, whatever you have is great. Markers, pens, pencils, whatever you are most comfortable with. Today I'm actually going to be using a whiteboard because it's bigger, so I want you guys to be able to see what I'm working on here. But I would love for you guys to do it on paper so that you can have notes to hold on to and refer back to if you need them. So go ahead and pause this video here and grab those materials. All right. Hopefully you guys paused and have gotten what you needed to complete this lesson together, and you are all ready to go. Let's just take a deep breath. Okay, let's keep going. So today, before we go into anything, I would like to do a reading called My Bean Plant. My Bean Plant. All right, I'm going to move my little box so you guys can see. Ready? Be sure to be following along with me as I read this. My grandfather loves to grow plants. He raises vegetables and fruits, and he takes great care of all of them. Last week, Grandpa gave me some green bean seeds. Now I can grow my own green bean plant. I brought my seeds home and showed my mom. She helped me get my green bean project ready. First, we put some soil in a pot. Then, we planted a few seeds. I remember that Grandpa told me that plants depend on water and sunlight to grow. I put the pot in a sunny spot by the window, and I added some water. I checked on my plant every day. When the soil felt dry, I added more water. Today, I saw a tiny stem. The plant is growing. Over the next few weeks, more stems and leaves will grow. Then, flowers will grow too. What am I most excited about? I cannot wait to eat the beans. I think they will taste even better because I grew them myself. All right, so that is our reading for today. As you guys can see, it is about a young boy or girl who their grandpa loves to grow plants, and now they are taking on the responsibility of growing some green beans themselves. And they're talking about what they're excited about and They showed their mom and all that good stuff. So we have lots of information there. So we are going to come back to this reading, but first I want to talk to you guys about the main points of this reading. What are the main points? So what I like to do is in every paragraph, I like to go ahead and pick out a main point of every paragraph. The reason why I do this is because usually each paragraph will only have about one main point, and then the author will add some supporting detail and then move on to another paragraph for a new thought. Now, there can be multiple important points in one paragraph, but for today, let's just go ahead and see what we think the main point of each paragraph is. So let's start on paragraph 1. I'm going to write this out on my whiteboard, so if you guys have a piece of paper, go ahead and take that out. Paragraph 1. All right, let's read it again. It says, my grandfather loves to grow plants. He raises vegetables and fruits, and he takes great care of them all. Last week, Grandpa gave me some green bean seeds. Now I can grow my own green bean plant. So, looking at this paragraph, it's a short one, but this paragraph is all about how grandfather loves to grow plants, right? And it tells what kind of plants he grows and how he takes care of them. And then it says that grandpa gave the child some green bean seeds, and now this child gets to grow their own green bean plant. So, in my opinion, the main point of this paragraph is that the grandpa gave the author green bean seeds. All right, so now I have that written up here. So that is my main point for paragraph 1. I'm not going to look at any other, really any other details in paragraph 1 for right now. We're going to go ahead and move on. So let's look at paragraph 2. I'm going to write this out. Paragraph 2. Okay, paragraph 2 reads, I brought my seeds home and showed my mom. She helped me get my green bean project ready. First, we put some soil in a pot. Then, we planted a few seeds. I remembered that Grandpa told me that plants depend on water and sunlight to grow. So I put the pot in a sunny spot by the window and I added some water. All right, so after reading that whole paragraph, I think that the main point of this paragraph is that our author planted the seeds, right? So I can write author and mother planted seeds. Okay, so author and mother planted seeds. Again, there are more details in there, but I'm just going to move on. Okay, now let's go to paragraph 3. I'm going to change the color. All right, paragraph 3. Let's talk about the main idea of this paragraph. All right, I checked on my plant every day. When the soil felt dry, I added more water. Today, I saw a tiny stem. The plant is growing. Over the next few weeks, more stems and leaves will grow. Then, the flowers will grow too. So, let's talk about the main point for this paragraph. To me, the main point is that the author is taking care of the plant, checking in on the plant. So, I'm going to write author is taking care of the plant. All right, now let's look at paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. This one is not really a full paragraph, but we can still find a main idea in there. So it says, what am I most excited about? I cannot wait to eat the beans. I think they will taste even better because I grew them myself. So here, again, the main idea to me is just that author can't wait to eat beans. Okay, so now that we have all the main points for our paragraphs, I'm going to show you this. Here's what we have, and I'm going to just read this to you, okay? So imagine if instead of the story that we read in the beginning, if we read a story and it said, Grandpa gave author green bean seeds. And, well, I say author, but I mean whoever's writing, right? So Grandpa gave me green bean seeds. Me and Mother planted seeds. I am taking care of the plant. I can't wait to eat the beans. Is this story written in a different way? Let me say it again so you guys understand. What if we read the story and it sounded like this? Grandpa gave me green bean seeds. Me and Mother planted the seeds. I am taking care of the plant. I can't wait to eat the beans. Is that the same basic point of the story? Give me a thumbs up if you think that those are the main points of the story and that the main idea of the story is coming across just in this shortened version of what is happening. So give me a thumbs up if you agree, maybe a thumbs down if you're like, no, that is not it. Well, hopefully you guys gave me a thumbs up. I know that there are other details in there that are important, but this is the main idea of the story. This is a way that the author could have written the story and it just wouldn't have been as interesting, right? It wouldn't have been as interesting. We wouldn't have really felt like we learned as much about, maybe the author or even like the green beans. We wouldn't have been as interested because we didn't really know what was going on as much. So those were the main ideas. Now let's go ahead and talk about supporting details, okay? Supporting details are so important because, let's see, supporting details are so important. I'm going to tell you guys a few reasons why. These are just a few reasons. I'm sure you could get so many teachers and different people to tell you many, many more reasons, but I'm just going to give you 3. The first is that they give credibility to the author, okay? So they give our author credibility. That means we can trust our author more. The more detail that our author gives us, the more we trust them. We trust they know what they're talking about, or we trust their experience. It gives us examples. Again, that goes back to trusting our author and that they know what they're talking about. And it just makes for a more interesting and well-rounded story. So like I said before, would that main idea version of the story have worked? Yes, but it's so much more interesting because we know all of the extra details that were going on in that story. So it just makes it more interesting, more well-rounded, and it's just explained better. We have a better comprehension of what we're reading, and it helps our reading comprehension to grow, which is how much we understand what is going on when we read. And it also, I always like supporting details because I like feeling like I'm there. I like feeling like I can see it, I can smell it, I can hear it. So the more detail to me, the better. I absolutely love supporting details. And you have to understand that when the author is giving us these details, when the person writing is giving us details, it is really showing us their perspective of what's happening in the story or text. So with that being said, that is why it is so important to note maybe it's a personal experience of the author, or maybe they are just talking about something that they're passionate about or that they know a lot about. Maybe they are experts on that subject. So now that we've talked a little bit about why supporting details are important, I would like to go back and I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you guys can follow along. And I want to go through this this reading again and just talk about where the supporting details are. So in this very first paragraph, we said that the main point is that Grandpa gave the author green bean seeds, right? And I think that's the main point because that action of giving the green bean seeds is kind of what starts off the whole story. If we didn't find out in the first paragraph that the grandfather gave those green bean seeds, then we would not understand maybe the rest of the story. But instead of just saying, last week, Grandpa gave me green bean seeds, now I can grow my own green bean plant, the author kind of set it up and said, listen, my grandfather loves to grow plants. He raises vegetables and fruits and takes great care of all of them. That's helping us to trust not only the author, but the grandpa. The grandpa knows what he's talking about. He'll have good green bean seeds, and he can give, the author instructions on maybe how to do that. And it's just more interesting to know. Not only is it telling us information about the grandpa, but it's also telling us information about our author, because I think that is something very special. So the supporting details, I am going to write out. So I'm going to write paragraph 1. And of course, I'm not going to write out every single one, but I am going to write out just what I think are some good supporting details. So I'm going to say, Grandpa loves to grow, I'm going to say, and take care of plants, right? Loves to grow and take care of plants. And we already said that he gave the green bean seeds. So let's go to paragraph 2. I think when you guys are writing stories or texts, just know that even a little bit of detail can go a long way in helping the readers to be more interested in what you're saying, more engaged, and also just to make your text more interesting. So the second paragraph, we said that the main point is that they planted the seeds, right? But the author tells us first that they brought home seeds to show my mom. And then they talked about how she helped, right? She helped get ready. And then we already said they planted them. And I remembered Grandpa, right? So the authors were calling something that her grandpa or his or her grandpa told her or him about growing these. So that they rely, right, on sunlight and water. And then placement too. Okay, so in this paragraph, the author says, I brought my seeds home and showed my mom. This helps us immediately to just maybe find something that we can relate to, right? Maybe you guys have things that you go home and you show your mom right away, or maybe your dad. So this is a great detail to add. And also that she helped the author put together this green bean project. And then we already said the main point of this is that they planted it, and then other details. I remembered that Grandpa told me that plants depend on water and sunlight to grow, so I put the pot in a sunny spot by the window and added some water. That is so much more interesting telling all those details just instead of just saying, we planted a few seeds and then not telling anything. I am so much more interested knowing where they put it, what they're doing, and also the advice that they're following to get there. So now I'm going to erase my board so I can have some room for paragraph 3, and then I will let you guys do paragraph 4 on your own, which is just very small. So I checked on my plant every day. When the soil felt dry, I added more water. Today, I saw a tiny stem. The plant is growing. Over the next few weeks, more stems and leaves will grow. Then flowers will grow too. So we said the main point of this is that the author is checking on the plant and taking care of it, right? So then other details are the stems, right? So the plant is growing. And instead of just stopping there, the author actually went into detail about how it will grow. So they said more stems and leaves will grow and the flowers will grow as well. So they not only told us how their plant is growing, but how it should grow in the next few weeks. And that is so much more exciting because it gives us something to kind of look forward to and anticipate that will happen in this text. So paragraph 4, this is just such a short little paragraph, but I want you guys to go ahead and pause this video and try and see if you can come up with one supporting detail to share maybe with someone next to you that you believe is adding to the story. So go ahead and pause this video and try to find that supporting detail. All right, hopefully you guys paused this video where you needed to and you were able to spot a supporting detail. So we talked about how this last paragraph, this 3-sentence paragraph, is all about how the author cannot wait to eat the beans. And the only real supporting detail that the author could have added is that I think they will taste even better because I grew them myself. That is just a short little supporting detail for the conclusion paragraph there, which I think is great because it's just adding a little bit of a personal touch, and also it is short and sweet and to the point for that last paragraph. So hopefully you guys got that. Now I would just love to go over our objective again because I want to make sure that you guys feel like you were able to complete everything that we did together today and that you learned something new. So our objective, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify how an author shares details in order to support their important points of thinking. Do you guys feel like we reached this objective? You guys can give me a thumbs up if yes, a thumbs down if no, or maybe a fist somewhere in the middle. All right, hopefully you guys are giving me thumbs up. If you don't feel like you understood what was going on today, then you can ask an adult to maybe help you. There are lots of resources available. You can watch this again. You can try this on your own by finding your own text, whatever you need to do to understand and practice this objective is awesome. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of your day, that you use this skill in your reading, and that you keep on learning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.